Welcome back to the PSN Commanders Network. It's your boy Tonka 8 Tech. I'm back on the video, man. If I get to a word of God, if I got to right now, God's open doors and pay way for people and those in prevent today's video. I'm here after you about the Washington Commanders. Hope you guys having a great evening. I gave you guys a verse of the day in the B-Rock videos. You know, I know we want to get verse of the day. In this one, we can get right to today's shenanigans. So, final day of Washington Commanders training camp. Last practice as we get to the media. No more Jack Shelby updates. No more John Keim updates. No more Nikki Javala updates. Sad face. But nonetheless, we'll get one more day of these updates. So we'll talk about what happened today at practice. Also, we'll talk about some guys recovering from injuries and how they're going along and how they're coming along. Specifically, Brandon Coleman and Noah Brown. You know, also talk about Terry McLaurin as well, his ankle injury. It's cap. But I had to say it. It's cap. But yeah, let's talk about it. So it's an article with Jack Shelby talking about how Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, aka Bill, fits the bill for as Washington's new exciting running back one. You check that video or check that article out on the Commanders website with Jack Shelby. Dan Quinn Justin Media said there'll be a unique format for practice today. We'll focus on just a ton of game situations. Nikki Javala said the same thing here. Jalen Wright walked out practice today, so with a apparent injury, flank turn now. Ollie Gordon, man down most of the reps today in Dolphins training camp, last training camp practice for them as well. And that was from Cameron Wolf. And Josh Hill responds with Welp. So that could be why they are looking to trade for Brian Robinson Jr. Noah Brown update, part of the title. The arrow's pointing up for one Noah Brown as he's recovering from the injury, lower leg injury, I'm guessing he suffered during mini camp. And he's starting to ramp up a little bit, still getting close. I'm guessing he'll be ready for week one. So it's not a matter. We'll have Noah Brown and Terry McLaurin for week one's game versus the Giants, and that's all that matters right now. Quinn to players trying to make the roster, do not think about next week. This week, that will not help you play better this week. Just don't think about it. Just go out there and play. Quinn said he liked what he saw from Jalen Lane on the outside during the Bengals game. I think all four of his catches were from the outside hash, so that's pretty good from Jalen Lane. I'm glad to see that. Dan Quinn was pleased how Jalen Lane played when he lined up outside receiver. He's the one where I see the ascension taking place. So Jalen Lane is a guy they are relying on and a guy that's ascending in that wide receiver room. He can apply it very quickly. He also said about Lane, he said he's applying the coaching points and putting Brown on the field immediately. He's the one I see the ascension taking place, which that's what Nikki Javala already said about Jalen Lane. Final training camp practice. Time flies when you're having fun. Yes, sir. Final training camp practice. Early scene. Yes, sir. Brandon Coleman back in full pass for the Commanders' last training camp practice. I do not see Terry McLaurin out there. Huge news. Yep, Linnell Willingham. Shout to Linnell Willingham. Hope to get him on the channel one day. We could potentially see the projected star offensive line on the field together in week one with Sam Cosmi. That's also interesting. Little film study about alignment and how people can get open through alignments and things of that nature and pick plays and all that. Shout out to Logan Paulson for that. Brandon Coleman, who returned practice yesterday, is starting left guard in the first 11-on-11 drill. Not surprising. He will be starting left guard for the whole season this season. Terry McLaurin just walked out as the Commanders are practicing on the sideline now during 11-on-11. Same thing John Keim just tweeted. Terry McLaurin wearing a warm-up jacket and shorts just walked out. The Commanders are practicing. He is sideline. He's on the sideline for 11-on-11s. And look at this article about final surprise cut or trade candidates from Josh Taylor. Those guys, I read this article already. Some of you guys today, guys, he talked about. Jeremy Nichols, a guy that can maybe fetch a late round draft pick for you. But I think they're going to keep him as a running back three on this roster. KJ Osborne was another guy he talked about as well. Former Viking. Maybe he can get traded back to the Vikings for a late round draft pick. I don't have him making the team either. So getting a Dave Breed pick will be a steal for that. Jonathan Jones is another guy that could be a surprising cut. He's not absolutely a cut candidate at all, but a legit trade market for Jonathan Jones, especially for a quarterback needy team like the Miami Dolphins. The Commanders have 4 legit corners in Marshawn Lattimore, Mikey Samerstill, Trey Amos, another young corner in Nova Igbenogany, which showed he could play. The depth behind them isn't ideal, but Will Harris can also play corner if need be. And Antonio Hamilton Sr. Could fill in for Jonathan Jones if he were to be traded. We can easily start for a bit of teams this year. Without surprising me, a team have already called asking about him or include him in a package. Good point. Javonte John Baptiste. It's a tough decision, but I end up leaving Javonte John Baptiste off my 53-man roster projection. I still have high hopes for him, but still, he's dealing with an injury for a few weeks now, missing the first 2 preseason games. Preseason game versus the Ravens could be his last chance. Dan Quinn has named Javonte John Baptiste as second-year player that he has been impressed with, but he has missed a lot of time, and there are others in front of him that could keep him off the roster. I had the Commanders keeping 10 defensive linemen: Von Miller, Dorrance Armstrong, Dietrich Wise, Cleveland Farrell, and Jacob Martin. And Javonte John Baptiste can go to the practice squad. Commanders have a lot of moves they can make, but that is something that you might be looking for on Tuesday. So those are 4 guys he had maybe not making a team or being trade candidates, with 3 guys being trade candidates, one being highly unlikely in KJ Osborne, but you never know. Conley and Wiley getting reps at right tackle. They've been splitting reps the entire time, and both have been very impressive. I don't know who's going to win that battle, if I want to be honest with you. I'm leaning towards Josh Conley Jr. because he is a guy they took in the first round of the draft, but Andrew Wiley is not making it easy for him at all. So shout out to Andrew Wiley for being great competition for the young man. Noah Brown's over on the sideline watching V1s and 11-on-11, just like Terry is. Hope both of these guys are ready to play, man, especially Terry. We just need both of these guys versus the Giants. We want to win that game. Deep shot to Deebo Samuel from Jaden. Quan and Sam are still in cover. Deebo has been impressive, man. Like, golly, Deebo's had a great camp. Tim Cobbins also over watching the sideline, watching 1s and 11-on-11s. All 3 of these guys can play week 1, which is crazy. If all 3 of these guys are ready for week 1, I'm definitely not worried about the Giants game or the Packers game in that matter. Marcus Mariota said he'd been dealing with Achilles tendonitis. Ooh! Lord have mercy. That is, ooh. That's rough. That's rough. That's rough. That's rough. That's rough. Their team really use these players. You talked about that already. That's Terry McLaurin walking out with the guys. This is the new Big Bear AI Performance Center. No longer the Innova Center, Commanders Park. That's that. Zach Ertz has praised Jaden Daniels' humility and maturity. Says crazy that he's only in the second year. Marcus Mariota said he's been dealing with Achilles tendonitis, and rest is the only way to remedy. Did not take a pay on 11-11 work, but was in pads and throwing during individual sessions. Team been able to get a lot of work in walkthroughs, which is good. Hope he's healthy. This is the training camp notebook from Zach Selby. And that is the potential interview that we're going to see pretty soon with Diana Rossini and Jaden Daniels. Black College Football Hall of Famer Doug Williams now is inducted, which is great. That is great to see from Doug, man. Very proud of him. Happy to see that. And then Mario is training to play week 1. The notebook is kind of the summary of the tweets. I'll have my 53-man roster projections tomorrow. I'll have that for you guys as well. But this is kind of a brief synopsis of training camp's last practice. Brandon Coleman practiced today. Great. Terry McLaurin and Noah Brown are training upwards to play week 1. Great. Sam Cosmi might play week 1. We might have all hands on deck for week 1's game versus the New York Football Giants as we are facing them at Northwest Stadium on September 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm excited for that game. I do not care about this preseason game finale. I don't give a crap. I never cared. Not care. I don't care if we lose by 40 to the Ravens. I just want to win week 1. I don't care about that game. But yeah, I guess I'll give you guys a brief preview tomorrow as well. So that'd be kind of that. I'll kind of keep it very short and brief. I got like Javonte Jean-Baptiste fighting for a roster spot. And then we'll talk about the roster tomorrow as well. So glad you say video, say live stream. I'm not going to be on it too long. I'm not going to talk your head off. That's just what it is. Oh, let's talk about some other updates. We did sign a couple of offensive linemen. We did sign Nick Harris, which is a former Browns offensive lineman. He played most of his career with the Browns. I know he played for another team. I think it was Seattle. Don't quote me. But he got traded back to the Browns and played the rest of last year with the Browns. He had a knee injury that ended his season 2022. The only other pure center on the roster right now outside of Tyler Biadasz. We'll see how he looks in week 3 of the preseason, and maybe he might make the team and might replace Michael Dieter, who stinks. And then finally, we signed George Fant, former Seattle, former Jet, former a lot of teams tackle. I started for the Jets for 13 games in 2023. Was a backup for Seattle last year. 33 years old, one of these more solid tackles out there for agency to go grab. I like this move. I think it's a good move. Just getting a backup tackle in here. You never know. You never know if we need the depth at all. I like the fact that George Fant has played left and right tackle, so very similar to Cornelius Lucas in that ilk. He can go ahead and play either tackle position. Any of them guys get hurt and actually be effective. Knock on wood. That's great to see as well. But Noah Brown trending upwards. Final camp practice is the end of the training camp series here on the PSN Commanders Network. We're moving on to week 1 versus the New York Football Giants. I'm excited to switch playlists now to the 2025 NFL season and no longer the 2025 preseason. We have our preseason finale in 2 days versus the Baltimore Ravens. I already gave out my tickets to Louis T. So you want to go check out the Louis T Network for those tickets that are available on his channel. He'll probably get out to a couple of you guys. I said in second 109, row 17. So it should be fun. You're right by the end zone and also right by the tunnels where the teams come out. Love you guys. Have a great one. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts on today's live stream. BBC to help you. Love you guys. And comment your thoughts. And yeah, man, training camp is now officially in the books. And we're now moving on to preparing for the New York Football Giants. Peace.